All right, we live. We live. What it do? What it do? Okay, NC.
To LA.
Know what time it is? We back in the building. Had a
Back.
little hiatus.
Back.
Was making some moves out here. We back in the building, getting it done. It's NBA playoffs.
Man, it is NBA playoffs. The best time of the year, really. I mean, the summertime playoffs, even for us. I mean, like as kids, travel ball and being able to watch playoffs after games was pretty dope. So it's always that nostalgic feeling. You know what I'm saying? I feel like watching the games now. You know, because it's always like I cannot watch games throughout the regular season.
Yeah.
And the playoffs come around, and I'm like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I gotta catch the game tonight. Like,
you know, the intensity is crazy right now. You're talking about travel ball. We get in that too because, Solo has been playing. They played in Indianapolis and they played in South Carolina as well with the Compton Magic. Or they on the Adidas tour.
Okay.
Right now.
Shout out to the Compton Magic, Doug Joseph.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A-Tope too, you know what I mean? A-Tope running the ship over there. Coach Breeze, my son Young Solo Bailey, the 16U team, 17U team. You know, we came up in that whole AAU circuit. He was more of a Nike guy. I was an Adidas guy. But it's amazing to see like my son coming up in this era for sure. So like playoff time, AAU time, always like kind of turned up around the same time.
Most definitely. And then even for college guys, it's a major signing time right now. Shout out to Jalen Reed.
He's attending
LSU. He'll be at Louisiana SEC. Hooping it up, you know what I'm saying, with the Tigers. LSU.
That's a major move. LSU's been really playing good basketball. They definitely been recruiting very well. They got some good talent. They sending guys to the show right now.
Oh yeah, Casey Long, heavy on the recruiting. Shout out to you, bro. Y'all took care of business with that one, man. I'm excited to see.
Casey's at LSU. I thought he was at Chattanooga.
No, Casey Long is the assistant coach at LSU.
Oh, he done upgraded?
Yeah,
I thought he was at Chat. No, he's at Murray. He went to Chat. I thought he was at Murray.
That's why.
Oh, okay. Well, Casey Long. All right.
Yeah.
Fayetteville to LSU. That's what I'm talking about. Exactly. NC to LSU, dog.
Exactly. So so
that's major.
Well. Yeah. I played with Jalen Reed's father at Ole Miss, Justin Reed. That's why that's a big deal for me. And of course, everybody knows, or if you don't know, if you're just tuning in. Me and Casey Long played high school basketball together, and now he's assistant coach at LSU. He was at Murray State, John Morant. Watching them today, they took a hard loss to Golden State, but he played his butt off and having an amazing career. So,
the playoffs have been amazing. I thought the Celtics and the Bucks was going to be a little bit more competitive, but that dude Giannis is just Giannis is on another level. He the best player in the league. I don't care what nobody say.
Y'all been watching Giannis?
Bruh. First of all, he had a crazy triple-double. He had like 15 rebounds, like 15 assists. And then you see the one where he threw it off to himself.
Bro, he threw the ball off the backboard to himself. Come on, man.
And then dunked on the dude like before he even knew what was happening, bro. And when he did that, I was like, he's like, come on, they're going to lose. Yeah. And I'm rocking. He like, you can't. That's just one of them things. When that happens, like, bro.
Y'all in trouble.
Yeah, I already know. And shout out to Jason Tatum, because Jason Tatum's playing amazing basketball, but...
Yeah, he got put in the blender, though. That one, you see when Giannis put him in the blender, like kind of did a spin joint and he fell?
It's a hierarchy. Right now, I'm putting Jason Tatum over KD. I am.
Okay, I can accept that. The way KD been playing.
And they swept him. All right, but then I'm throwing Giannis over that. And actually, Joel Embiid is right there, but...
He got hurt.
He got hurt, but he's going to play.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think he might not play the first game, but he's going to play. He got the orbital fracture.
Yeah.
It's kind of one thing with him, too, being available. He kind of been, he is a little injury prone.
He's sometimes not available.
Yeah, but he also led the league in scoring. He's the first center to do it since Shaq did it like 15 years ago. And I think he's my leading vote for MVP, even though I think Giannis is the best.
And because they can't give it to John Morant because he got most improved, right? That's whack. For one.
Nah, you could. Ja could. But you not really gonna give it over give it to Ja over Jokic, are you?
I mean,
and Joel? Come on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But Ja right there, Ja gonna get an MVP. That's how I feel. Hey, shout out to my homie Warren Gale. Warren Gale, that's my dog. He was my roommate and teammate at Florida International University. He's also head coach.
Oh, that boy Chris Reeves.
Hey, he's the head coach over at MacArthur High School in Pembroke Pines, in Miramar, Florida.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you been seeing these boys, what they've been rocking during the playoffs? How they, they show them in the tunnel.
Man, I mean, there's some good, some bad. You know what I'm saying? Some fly, some not. But for the most part, I mean, it's, what I'm saying, it's good to see, just because you remember during that phase where the NBA was trying to, have a say on what guys were wearing to the games. Having guys in suits, I mean, how awkward.
It's just not even cool. Like, I understood they was trying to make it corporate, but at the time, the league was getting mad street.
Okay.
Like, dudes had entourage, for real, son. I ain't even gonna cap. Dudes' entourages was getting crazy, bro.
Yeah.
And it was a real close blend with, like, streets, rap, and basketball. And some dudes was catching charges.
Yeah.
And it was a wild time in the 90s.
Ron was with the Queensbridge.
Come on, AI was moving with like 30 dudes.
AI was moving with the guys.
Everybody had platinum chains, Jermaine O'Neal, all these guys, man. So
Latrell Sprewell just choked a coach.
Come on, Latrell Sprewell tried to punch somebody on his yacht and got arrested. And broke his hand. Like, it was a lot. They was riding spinners.
Oh yeah,
Latrell, we was riding Sprewells.
Yes, that was a phase.
The NBA was closely tied to the streets, and I think it was a little detrimental to some people's careers and health. But I ain't saying that they necessarily needed to be coming up in suits, but I did respect that the NBA was going global and more corporate, and they needed their players to, look a certain way and also off the court, like, behave a certain way as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand that. I mean, the NBA is a brand. It is a business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not so much that it wasn't, trying not to allow guys express themselves. At least I would hope not. You know what I mean?
It was a little racial.
Yeah, I mean, of course. But,
it was a little racial.
Political.
And it's fine. It was political. You can be politically correct and say it was definitely racial. But at the same time, in another sport, comparable to Mike Vick. Mike Vick and the street culture and all of that. And you see what all happened with him, with the dogs and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was street culture type stuff.
Mixing in with corporate.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Because when you're in the NBA, NFL, those type things, you can't turn off your corporate whatever. You know what I mean? The only time you can turn it off literally is, behind closed doors, with your family, that type of thing. But if a camera's out, or if there's a possibility of whatever you're doing getting out, you know what I mean? And it's not up to par, which dog fighting is not up to par.
No, not at all. No, people
so,
love those.
One way or another, somebody was going to talk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But it was a lot of cats. I mean, there's still guys that get in trouble in the off-season, things like that. But I think it's kind of subsided a little bit from like in the 90s era. The 90s era was a little bit more wild. And dudes was like remember dudes used to be in rap videos. Remember like Chris Webber was like in Foxy Brown video. Like dudes was in like the Fat Joe Big Pun video, like Steph Marbury and all of these guys. Like,
and they were shooting videos in the cities, bro. Like, it wasn't like they were in, the burbs shooting these videos. They got NBA players, big money guys in the hood.
So it was cool because hip hop culture is major, obviously.
For sure.
It's a giant brand. It's been growing and growing and growing since then. But I think at that time, it was kind of scaring corporate America. And the league was in the process of growing into a global brand. And so the fans are obviously important, but these corporations and the media and advertising is really what drive and the TV deals is really what drives the force. And then after the thing that happened in the Malice in the Palace, it really got nipped in the bud.
Man, I mean, yeah.
Because it was like this too hood.
Yeah, you talk about the ripple effect of the Malice in the Palace. You know what I mean? And you're right. I feel like that, had a lot to do with making drastic adjustments. You know what I mean? Almost like making adjustments and changes out of fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, how do we get control of the brand? The brand is getting out of our hands.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there were a lot of drastic decisions made. And I feel like, when we, come forward to where we are today, where, guys are now able to express themselves and, get deals through fashion and kind of, build their brand, not just on the basketball court, but off the court, you know what I mean, in various ways. I think it's dope.
Yeah, and but you know what, dudes are getting suit deals and stuff, because I remember like D Wade did a deal with Sean John with his suits, and then a couple other people was doing the deal, but it's just not comfortable. Like as a basketball player, basketball is kind of like free flowing and like, chill, especially then, like things was baggy, you know what I mean? Like you ain't really trying to go to the game, you have to take off your tie, do all this, put the joint on the wooden hanger, and do everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And then after he did.
Jordan hit you with the baggy suit.
He had the baggiest slacks you've ever seen. Michael Jordan, remember Jinko?
Oh my
God. Michael Jordan was wearing Jinko slacks. Wide leg.
Man, still to this day, you see him on the sideline at the Hornets game.
Come on, tailored at the waist, wide leg.
Yo, I'm not rolling with
the
full leg bell bottom.
No, we was getting mad. Like our shorts started getting baggier and bigger at that time, and you just want to be comfortable. That was the thing. Whenever you leave the game, you want to be comfortable. But in high school, we wore suits. We wore suits in games.
Right, we did. I mean, wasn't that a part of that was like the era? So, of course, our high school coaches were like, oh, the NBA, they're wearing suits, we're wearing suits.
I feel like we might have been wearing ties and suits before them. It was like a part of the thing.
Yeah. You're right. And
then we had Southview button-ups. So I was like, that was cool. But when I took pride in wearing suits, though. I ain't even gonna lie. I remember your mom is on here. Your mom is on here, and I remember when I used to come to 71st, especially when I played at 71st, I was coming in the crazy suit. My mom just came from Korea, so my joints was custom. My name was in the pocket. I'd be like, yo, look, Sheldon Bailey. Boop. Sheldon Bailey. I like, who got their name in their suit, son?
I do.
Yay.
Nah, man, that was a wild. Like everybody, parents that was going to Korea was coming back with the crazy, like, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it was, wardrobe.
Joint was custom, B.
Nah, that was real. So it's pretty cool to see though where we are now.
I do like the styles though.
Yeah,
these guys is doing cool. They doing cool stuff. Even whenever they do funky, wild stuff, like I'm still like they expressing themselves, and that's cool, man.
Yo, what about okay? So out of 10, what you giving like James Harden? Because you done seen his wild style, not in the playoffs, because you know.
Yeah, he's at the crib. James Harden. I'm gonna give James Harden a 7. A 7 because he is fashionable, but just some of the stuff he wears don't be fitting right for me. And then some of the stuff is just like, just a little out there, just like, look at me. And I don't even think it's just all that like fly. But I can tell that he's putting in effort. His stylist is on their job.
Okay.
I'm going to throw one out there to you. CP3. How you feel about Chris Paul's style?
Man, come on. CP3 always like modest fly with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I know a stylist too. Her name is Courtney. She's cool.
Yeah, like CP3, he gonna hit you with just, you know what I mean, like a Letterman every now and then, dope jacket. He keep it simple and cool, man. Like he not, and he an OG too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So he wants to express himself, obviously, just like everybody else, but he's not doing no wild, risky.
But it's he come with a certain sophistication as well.
For sure. I agree.
For sure.
I agree. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's what's a combination of words, like, you know how we used to do. He's like something to the effect of like fly modest.
Yeah.
Where it's just noticeable, like, damn, okay, but it's not, you know what I'm saying, causing a lot of tension. It's just,
Yeah, and when I used to, I did a couple commercials with CP3 and Blake Griffin. And Courtney, and which is funny, Courtney was the stylist for Blake and Chris, which have two totally different styles.
Okay.
And I was asking her about that. And, she tried to, she would influence them with her own personal opinion, but, still got to respect their style. Blake is a little bit more like reserved in his style. Chris is, a little bit more high class, high end fashion a little bit. So she had to, meet Blake in the middle or whatever with what she wanted to do for Blake's image and, versus like how Chris did his thing or whatever, which is like interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean, that whole profession, you know what I mean? Because it's not a big, it's not a lot of people that are stylists.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Especially not for NBA players.
Yeah, and I mean, it's common in LA because you have, two NFL teams, you have two NBA teams, you have artists, you know what I mean, and record labels and things of that nature. So that's a common profession here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Opposed to, any other place. Probably more, New York, Miami.
Yeah, definitely. New York is
I mean?
very heavy. I know some good stylists out there, and it's all kind of tied into Atlanta is huge too.
Okay,
Atlanta is huge, and then so Brendan is LeBron's stylist, but you know who Brendan was styling before he was styling LeBron?
Who?
Wale.
Okay.
Yeah, he came with that. Yeah.
I mean,
Wale
he's a hooper. He's an artist. So
yeah, he's an
not
artist.
really in this topic.
Yeah.
In this conversation, but his shoe collection, crazy.
Insane.
Always been that way. He always, like we jacket dudes. You know what I'm saying? We love a dope jacket. He always have, a dope Letterman in his arsenal. And I mean, just like you're saying, like the blending of music and basketball. Of course, you know what I'm saying, guys are looking at their favorite artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now that they got a bag to pretty much cop whatever they want, it's like, oh yeah, now the Fendi, whatever, I'm getting that. You know what I mean? How much do you think guys are giving this stuff opposed to like buying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's another part of the stylist job. Outside of finding clothes and dressing and shopping for your guy is also it's your job to be able to make it financially sensible and to make sense.
Okay.
So sometimes some things get returned.
All right.
And some things get kept.
So I mean, just so we can show some love to the ladies. I mean, and stylists don't just have to be ladies, but for anybody that's trying to get in that profession, like let them know, like you know what I'm saying, how just like you saying, somebody's styling two different dudes, or if you're successful, more than that, and you have to remember their styles. Along with, like you said, infusing your own personal opinion.
On top of the fact that these guys are also very busy, so you a lot of stylists become personal shoppers, or they have an assistant that does shopping, and also contacting brands is important as well. So whenever I used to work with Kobe, he had a stylist. Paige, female, was his stylist, and so some of these guys don't really care as much as you think they do about what they're wearing in their clothes. And so sometimes it takes some convincing to get them to wear certain things or to do these things. Because in reality, Kobe probably would have been down with wearing a sweatsuit and a throwback, you know what I'm saying, all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, but she worked with him and, you know what I'm saying, was getting him more comfortable in like high-end fashion and different things and stuff like that, for sure.
Okay. I mean, that's dope. Like, and is being in basketball, entertainment, whatever, we do see these like different professions, and so you know what I'm saying. Like, just for the audience, every now and then, you know what I mean, drop a little jewel or gem for them. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of aspiring stylists out here. I know a bunch of stylists, and so. You got stylists for professional athletes. You got stylists for actors. You got on-set stylists. It's out here. The job is out here, but also it's a busy gig. It's a busy gig. There's a lot of shopping involved. There's a lot of communication with the artists, but also with the clothing lines too. And sometimes it can lead to proper like clothing deals and stuff like that, or even creating your own line.
So, in your opinion, like you know what I'm saying, because I mean it wasn't even an option when we were younger. Being that guys can catch deals in college. do you think it's beneficial for them to start displaying their style? You know what I mean, like their personal fashion. Early or like through social media or you
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
with Solo,
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, so my son is very stylish, and I think a lot of these kids his age are. He's probably ahead of the curve a bit. I mean, possibly because me being his father or whatnot, and him being around certain people. But at the same time, it was something I was just thinking about. Because your mom said show love to the ladies. Well, there are a lot.
Show love to the ladies, we do. Most
Yes,
definitely.
for sure. But these kids are on it, and they're watching what's going on with in social media, and they're watching what these athletes are doing. And I see a lot more of these guys, caring about their appearance. Beforehand, I don't think they would like somebody like Tim Duncan.
Oh my God.
Tim Duncan didn't care.
Yeah.
Tim Duncan came to the joint. He wear the flip flops. You know what I'm saying? Like
and he was a superstar, obviously.
And he was mad. He didn't want to wear suits because
yeah.
he was like, yo, he a beach boy. He from the Bahamas.
Yeah.
He want to pull up in thongs, sandals, and you know what I mean, in a baggy t-shirt and get up out of here.
Yeah.
So he was tight on a different angle. Like, nah, I don't want to do that because I want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even nothing about him with his platinum chains and throwback jerseys. Like he was in a different realm. But now these dudes they done took the jewelry game to another level though.
Oh man, come on.
These boys are so drippy on the neck right now, it's crazy.
And I mean, if they have smart financial guys around them, you know what I'm saying, that's a tax write-off. You know what I mean? And that's a part of your brand. If let's say
to a certain extent. Justin.
Well, okay, so no.
To a certain extent.
So the rule is, let's say
you can only deduct so much on jewelry.
No, but okay. So if it has your business logo,
okay,
it's a full deduction. Now you can't go get a Jesus piece. You know what I'm saying? You can. Yeah. Unfortunately, you can't go get a Jesus piece and write it off as a deduction. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, you know what I'm saying, I'm fashionable, whatever. If you get something with your number, you know what I'm saying, iced out number, you can do that.
Hopefully these guys are smart.
Yeah.
But we also know that what is the percentage like? 80% of athletes go broke 3 to 4 years after their careers.
Yeah.
So we would like to analyze the guys in the 90s that was super icy and what's their current financial situation right now.
Well, today. The financial literacy aspect, I think has changed. You know what I mean? Because of that. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like guys know, and you have examples, that are in your face, and social media has awarded us, guys put their stories out and things of that nature, to where we know exactly what not to do.
Yeah.
Everybody still doesn't follow the rules. You know what I mean? It's still gonna be guys to go broke.
Yeah.
But hopefully, guys like Shaq that, made ridiculously smart business moves while he was in the NBA. And he had jewelry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Shaq had crazy jewelry too, for real.
So I feel like, having that financial literacy, and that should start, I honestly feel like now in high school.
But it was interesting. I was watching Inside the NBA, and Shaq was like kind of hype about the jewelry, but then Charles Barkley was like, that just doesn't make any sense. That's dumb to have all of that on your neck. Yeah, and then so Shaq was like, Chuck, I'm gonna get you a Chuck chain. He was like, nah, don't give me no chain. Just give me mine in my pocket. Give me my money.
Hey, but I mean, okay, you got an opinion like that from Chuck, but everybody know Chuck got down with the gambling. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, true.
Indeed.
I
can't really take much of financial advice from Chuck. You know what I mean? Even though he's a good dude, Charles Barkley, I'm pretty sure you are a ball to hang out. But I'm cool with your financial advice, especially if it comes down to Shaq. And
Shaq and Chuck. Shaq's wallet is crushing Chuck's wallet.
Come on, man.
For sure. But I do like these cats. I mean, I think some of this jewelry is getting kind of crazy. I mean, because I'm looking at the Memphis Grizzlies bench. They neck look like Griselda. They looking like Benny the Butcher and freaking West Side Gun out here, yo.
Yeah, they out here heavy for sure. And it's funny to see. I mean, like just the whole the whole jury game. But who was that? I think it's the Bay or Atlanta or somebody. They got a segment, a show your ice segment, where everybody in the crowd
It's
on a
probably Atlanta. Them
jumbotron.
boys be icy. They drippy at the games in Atlanta.
Yeah,
Going to the Atlanta Hawks game is a scene.
man.
It's more of a scene as far as gear. It's fresher than LA.
Yeah,
I've been to Atlanta Hawks games.
Okay, so the difference
Pound for pound.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that, right? But low key, I mean, even though LA has a fashion scene, like our overall fashion is like laid back. You know what I'm saying? So like you look, the richest dude on the Lakers sideline is probably wearing a pair of jeans and his favorite T-shirt.
Yeah, you know what? Because even when it comes to the nightclubs, if you go to the nightclubs in Miami, you gotta have like
all bottom.
You gotta they not, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like no J's. There's certain places like no sneakers, whatever. You need a button up, or you know what I'm saying, something like that. Or in New York, in some clubs, it's like that too. In LA, it don't really matter.
Yeah,
you can wear sneakers, T-shirt, like it don't even like it's ripped jeans, like whatever.
No,
you can just as long as you got the connect to get in the club, it don't really matter what you're wearing.
Yeah.
See, in Miami, you can have the connect, but if you don't look the part, no. It's a no. It's a hard no. Like, nah. I seen plenty of dudes get turned away. You know what I'm saying? Guys wearing like NFL freaking Hall of Famers, Pro Bowlers. You know what I mean? Where you trying to get in the club with shorts. Yeah. Like, nah, there's no shorts in there.
Turned away.
No. For real, they turned Eddie Jones and Warren Sapp away. They was together.
Yeah,
they was
Florida guys.
In Miami.
Like Miami and Tampa.
Bro, it was so crazy. I seen Lil Jon get turned away. And this was like in the early 2000s. Lil Jon was like hot. Like, dumb hot. Like, who not letting Lil Jon in the club?
Somebody.
Come on.
Somebody.
Nah, it was this dude named Manny. Manny was the most ridiculous doorman in the history of doormen. Manny was so crazy. Manny was such a jerk at the door. Somebody caught Manny slipping in the grocery store and faded him because he was so disrespectful.
Yo, like
at the door.
At the club, working the door right now. You got to see me.
Yo,
Friday night with my girl, you got extra disrespect.
He caught him in Publix and faded him. Man. Somebody else faded him at the door and tried to dip off. One of my friends threw rocks at him. That's why he threw a handful of gravel rocks at Manny.
A grown man.
Yo, Manny was such like that. But guess what? That party went on for a very long time, and it was the most exclusive popping party on a Monday night probably in the country. I don't think he needed to be a jerk about it.
Yeah.
But he definitely had exclusive clientele, for sure.
So shout out to Manny. Are we shouting Manny out?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Only because Manny used to show me love, I would probably shout Manny out.
All right then. Shout out to Manny.
Yeah, shout out to Manny and
watch your attitude though.
Yeah, Monday nights at Club Bed.
And take some karate classes or something.
Man, I'm telling you, nah, it was bad. Everybody on the beach, if you went to clubs, you already knew what time it was, and Manny was working the door. Because he had like 2 or 3 different nights. And that was one thing that helped me too. Like going out in Miami early, like in college or whatnot, learning how to dress. You know what I'm saying? Like I was coming from North Carolina, we dressed a certain way, and I felt like I was fly for the Ville.
Yeah.
But fly for the Ville is not the same as fly for Miami.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Not exactly.
You gotta know where you are. You know what I mean? And that matters. Because we were clubbing. You know what I mean? So that was a part of it. Would you advise like young guys to be on the scene like that now though?
To party?
Yeah.
These guys party. I'm more of a lounge guy myself. I think the club scene is a little different than it used to be before. I don't encourage it. But I still see a lot of the same type of characters whenever I dip out into the nightlife. It just the thing is, the clubs can create some situations that you don't have no control over that may affect your life.
Yeah.
Especially when you're famous and rich.
Yeah. And I mean, okay, so I think the club scene was heavier back in the day because if you weren't seen, you weren't talked about. And it was all about paparazzi.
And it was the right now too.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody, like, if
you had to pull up. You gotta pull. You gotta be there.
You gotta be there. So, but now, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could get fly on your social and never hit a club.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And pull some deals. So, I think, like, advice for young guys, you know, that's going to the league or even in college, like, yo, you could show your individual fashion and flyness without going to the club and being seen, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like possibly getting into trouble
yeah.
and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, you know, people
sure.
complain about social media, but there's a good and bad to everything. You know what I mean? You can brand yourself just off your own social media and never leave your crib or the gym.
Too much. And then, but also, being in LA, it's red carpet opportunities every single night.
Okay.
So you can always pull up to a red carpet, hit
but
that,
red carpet is a different,
you know what I'm saying, and get up out of there.
That's a different security situation, right?
Yeah.
In the club. So that's an advantage that guys in New York and LA have.
Mm-hmm.
Miami, perhaps.
Yeah, Atlanta, Chicago, possibly. But LA is multiple options every night. You know, you got major movie premieres, things like that. So there's ways to get out here and get your style seen without having to really be on the scene. You know what I'm saying? For real. Or partying or whatnot. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to pull up and get it in, all right, that's cool. But I'm definitely somebody that has seen a lot of guys blow plenty of fortunes because of the club life. You know what I'm saying? It's not just necessarily the club, but spending ridiculously amounts of money on bottles. You know what I mean? Like, I done seen, like, certain professional athletes, I ain't gonna call them out, but, like, bro, you sitting there by yourself and you got 4 bottles of Ace of Spades in the club. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Why? Like, it doesn't even matter just to have that bag. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, yo, was that smart? And, I mean, of course, like, now, I mean, we're older, but like just the way that I think about investments and things like that, like that's what I'm like, yo, I'd rather buy, you know what I mean, 10 stock.
Yeah.
Apple. Like,
I'm not saying never cop a bottle, you know what I mean? Like whatever, but doing that all the time is crazy. Doing like, you know, maybe special occasions, whatever, but because like the markup is ridiculous.
Yeah. Do it when you can write it off.
A bottle of Casamigos is like $70, bro.
Yeah.
In the club, the joint is like $700.
Yeah.
So like, sheesh. Yeah. And I know you got a lot of money right now, but most of these guys, you're not gonna recoup that again after this contract, after the ball stop bouncing. So I say live it up to a certain extent, but you gotta be like, you gotta do it in moderation and whatnot. As I said, because I just popped a bottle in like Manchester, UK. I only popped one.
What was the from pounds to US dollar?
I think I called you and was mad about it.
Yeah. No,
I called you and I was tight.
We discussed it.
So on the thing, it's always, first of all, the bottle's never exactly the price that's on the form.
So
right?
They always when you're traveling.
They always show you the form, right? It's like, okay, bottles, right, cool. I think the bottle was like $250, right? I think we got Casamigos. We got Casamigos. We got the Blanco. I was like $250. All right, cool. I'm cool with that. All right. It's 250 pounds though. All right, so 250 pounds is already we already in the 300s. Yeah. And then so then I got in there, was all the service charges and whatnot. So the joint, next thing I know, whenever I'm signing for it, I'm about to slide the card, it's 374 pounds. Hey. 374 pounds. Now we looking more like it's getting up to 500. And then the little cute little shorty with her little outfit on or whatever, she's like, excuse me, you know, do you mind giving me 10%? It's like, yeesh, 10%. Now 374. Now I'm in you about to surpass 500. So I had a couple like paper pounds, you know what I'm saying, or like slid or whatever. And so I was like, yo, I was kind of so from 250 wound up being closer to like 500. Once you did all the like pound the dollar math and the service charges and all that. We had a good time. It was a good night, but I was there for 7 days. It only happened one night.
There we go.
Because I didn't need it.
Moderation.
You don't need it. If you in reality, if you a fly guy or whatever fly lady, you know what I mean, and you making moves or whatnot, you know how to speak to people, you dress fresh, all of that, you dancing, having a good time. Most of the time, you don't really need it. But it's cool to live the VIP lifestyle, so.
Yeah, no, it is. I mean, and for the few times, that's the thing, bro. Like, for the few times that it's been done, afterwards, immediately, I'm just like, oh my God, like, really, was that worth it? You know what I mean? Except for this one time we were in Lebanon.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a bottle service situation. And in Lebanon, the Grey Goose was $150. And I was like, what? Like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, different brands mean different things in different places.
Yeah, but hey.
Yeah. And at that time, Grey Goose is serious in America.
Yeah, I'm an
but
American.
Not that serious in Lebanon.
I'm an American in Lebanon.
Yeah.
And that 150 is cool with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because just like you said, we know what the numbers are in LA.
And that was dollars.
Yeah, and that was US dollars. So I was like, all right, that's cool, man. Have a good time, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, we got a nice little friend crew and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Shout out, I mean, what can I shout out Lebanon?
Lebanon for
Shout
sure, Beirut.
Lebanon,
We had a ball out there in Beirut. Me and this guy went out to Lebanon together. That was one of the most iconic trips, I guess, of our friendship.
Yeah.
Not I guess, it was what it is. Yeah.
Lebanon was crazy. Our tour guide got slapped. Man, our tour guide got slapped in front of us.
Yo, but the thing was, we was already kind of mad at him anyways, and we both wanted to slap him. When dude came and he blew a kiss to both of us, like in Lebanese, you know what I mean? I guess in like, you know, Arabic, that means that was like peace.
Love,
he was like, yo, peace of you. Yeah, I'm not messing with this guy. Pow!
Man, smacked him, bro.
And our dude thought he was tough, yo. He was always wearing his Al Navarez number 3 jersey. He had a do-rag on. He would keep his fitted on, bong. So when he got the slap taste out of his mouth, that was very interesting.
He was quiet, man. He was quiet for like the next 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? So.
But real talk, the Ville did teach brothers how to dress.
Man,
growing up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, if you did not know how to dress, and even if you exactly, so you could be a hooper, and possibly if you didn't have gear, you could slide because you was a hooper. If other than that, like if you didn't play a sport, you better have your gear right.
That's a fact.
Or you might need to be in, or you know your hand game. You might, you know what I'm saying, street dude, whatever the case may be.
You have to have something.
The dudes had super jokes.
Yeah.
So if you could hoop and you had gear, you were a winner.
Yeah, at 71st year, we had a hallway that once the buses dropped you off, you know what I'm saying, there was a hallway that took you to the main school. And so everybody had to walk through this one hallway, you know what I'm saying, and everybody would kind of be posted against the glass and whatnot. And walking through that hallway, man, you know, that'll build some character, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
gonna have some. I mean, that probably killed a lot of people's self-esteem, or
I'm telling you,
make them get on their game.
You had to do it, man. And then like it was cool because me, you, and Jew all had different styles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. But like we all kept each other like you know what I mean? We kept each other accountable with our freshness.
For sure.
Or whatnot. I was probably like the most daring, so sometimes y'all would be like, yo, like, what are you wearing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, but this is what I'm on, son.
Yeah.
Jew always had the American Eagle, Gap, Polo situation. You bridged the gap between me and Jew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Nah, for sure. And I mean, it was cool. Like I said, I mean, that was like a very, I loved it. You know what I mean? Like my mother, you know, I mean, she had a lot to do with my fashion kind of taste and whatnot. we used to go shopping like every Friday. Well, not every Friday, but on Fridays we would hit the mall.
Yo,
when she got paid.
Yo, first of all, Miss Johnson was very stylish herself.
I
remember I hit you up. Yo, she was Miss Johnson used to always have her hair done, laid. For real. Miss Johnson was like the closest thing to yo-yo to me that I know. You know what I'm saying? She had a real job, whatever, but she used to pull up. She would have that blonde hair, bong, laid, hitting you all kinds of ways.
That's real, man. That is real. Moms, yo,
and Drew Moms was a hairstylist.
Yeah, like between that, yo, I knew what Honey Blonde was. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? At like 7, I'm like, yo, what kind of weave is that? You know what I'm saying?
Your moms had the yo-yo braids. I remember she came through with the low braids, like, at the games with some Hirachis, you kill it.
Man, for real, man. So that was like some dope time. So yeah, mom, like I said, yo, she made sure that I ain't just come out the house looking like whatever.
And then see, my mom's was always on the international flavor. Yeah. So my mom was like hitting me with the United Colors of Benetton. The off Fifth Saks Avenue. You know, I'm like, what is this? Like Saks Fifth Avenue. Like I had joints in the closet that was like high end crazy. I was just like trying to figure out how am I gonna freak this?
Am I gonna wear
like how am I gonna make this button? So over the years I learned how to put my joints together, and I'm like, all right, cool. I can put this with this and make this go. And then also develop confidence to be different. Mm-hmm. To go to school, like, you know what, in a floral pattern, knowing that joint came from Saks Fifth Avenue. And it's in the real world outside of this, like, you know, like these teenage mindsets or whatever, this is hard.
Yeah.
This is like, this outfit is fire.
Nah, I agree.
And my grandma used to keep me righteous too. My grandma used to, she used to be over there, what was that place? Market Fair Mall?
Okay.
Grandma used to spend dumb hours in Market Fair Mall getting me fresh.
Yeah, Market Fair, that was lit over there.
Yeah, you ain't a picture that you ever see me in where I wasn't proper, son. Never ever.
Wasn't together.
Come on. My friends used to be like, why you dress so fancy? I let my grandma ask her. Yeah. This is what she put me in.
This was correct.
Exactly. So you already know. Come on, you know I had the cross colors joint. I was mixing because I would come through United's color, Benetton's, Polo one day, but then the next day I might hit you with cross colors.
Let's say, yo, cross colors.
Oh, remember Paco? Yo, get out of here, son. Come through with the Paco.
Paco, you know what I mean? Cross colors.
Damaged jeans.
Like, man, yo.
Yes.
It was serious. It was a dope era. And you had to have a leather jacket in your arsenal.
Yo, remember when your man set up the shop down the street from your house?
Yes.
Oh, that was crazy. Yo, he had crazy gear too. Because you know, from North Carolina, the New York gear, we was always trying to check for the New York gear. And then he had it out the garage.
Yeah, we had a dude that was from New York. He was getting like mad Echo and like just high end clothes. Academics. Oh my God. So yes, and that was the lit. He would go to New York and come back, and literally he had like a store rack of clothes, and we'll walk. It's like 3 houses down. We'll walk to the crib, and we'll go buy stuff just from the homie. You know what I'm saying? Like dope T-shirts, jeans, like any and everything.
And this the best friend, because when we was kids, I remember we pulled up to his house one time, and he had an outfit for me and Jew. He had an outfit for Jew style, and he had an outfit for my style. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. Like, yo, that joint was hard, bro.
Man, bro. And I mean, like, just the whole aspect of the dude having that type of quality clothing down the street. And, you know, like, I used to cut grass, you know what I mean, for money. So I'm just like, man, bro, I get this $40. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go buy some T-shirts.
Speaking of Tandem Artists, just checked in.
Yo, what up, dog? Yo, what's good, brother?
Hey.
Yo, man, the dude with the Pilot, Air Force Two.
Man, this guy right here became a
Crazy.
pilot. First of all, can we speak on? I just real quick. Whenever I showed back up to town and Tandon had this crazy bounce,
Yo,
and
that
everybody was
real.
like Tandon had bounce, and I was like, no, he doesn't. And then I seen Tandon, and he had like super retarded bounce.
Yo, out of the blue. One summer, man, Tandem Martis just literally his bounce
like,
got
what?
crazy.
It kept saying, I was like, no, he doesn't. Tandon doesn't have bounce. I was like, oh my
had
god, Tandon does have
crazy
bounce.
Having
bounce in the field was very important.
Yeah, you remember. Crazy bounce. One thing you keep avoiding the question, but since you're here, bro, are there aliens, man? You've been flying Air Force Two. You know what I'm saying? A pilot for years. Just answer now. You can, bro. It's okay. Just yes or no.
Area 51, go.
Are there aliens out there? Talk to me. All right, that's all I wanted to ask Tandon, man. I needed that.
It was another gear situation. Oh, shout out to one of my freshest basketball friends out there, my man Steve Mims. I always thought Mims had impeccable style with his game as well, for sure. Mims will always be color coordinating the kicks and all of that stuff. And and that was another, across the mall, showing up to the mall, you had to come through.
Oh yeah. And that was kind of like the stomping grounds. Oh, but
he said, "Cam, can't let you know."
Oh my god, man! Man, I want to connect find out about the aliens, bro. Won't tell me. All right, man. But yo, going to the mall, that used to be serious for us. For sure.
Yeah, the mall is still kind of around, but not as much. And throughout
shopping online, yo.
Yeah, but it ain't the same.
The mall is social media now.
But I feel like teenagers need the mall.
Yeah.
Teenagers need, because the mall is somewhere that you go and you know what I mean, you go, that's when you meet your first girls.
You learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's where your parents drop you off and they feel like, okay, well, he's at least in that building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's cool. You go to the mall, you go to the movies. I feel like America needs malls again.
Man, America needs malls. Bring some malls back, bro. Because they shut them down. The joints getting shut down everywhere.
All over the place, man. Nah, y'all, please, people, go shop again. Go out and go shop. Retail shopping is cool, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's real, man. Yeah, we used to hit the mall all the time because that used to be the joint. We could hit the mall, we could go watch a movie, and then we grab something to eat. You know what I'm saying? It's like a 3-hour window of, you know what I'm saying, getting a little more leeway from your parents.
It's also very interesting how things are coming full circle too. Because I look at Solo's, my son's style.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Ed Hardy back right now? Ed Hardy is so big with the kids and back right now. I'm like, bro, we did that.
So is it the trucker hats or what is it?
It's the jeans. The Ed Hardy jeans with the prints and all that. So Red Monkeys is right behind you. I might pull. I got some Red Monkeys from back in the day. I could pull some Red Monkeys out right now. Like, oh my god, what are those? What are those? They're Red Monkeys from 2008.
That's the one thing that you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like at a certain age, specifically, it's a window. I think like between, I say like 25 and 45 maybe. You can keep your wardrobe, you know what I'm saying, and just like, make sure it's on deck, keep it pristine, whatnot.
Yeah.
And you come back around and you got like some super vintage, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
And some of these things that was baggy then, that's fresh, they still fresh. You know what I did? I got the fire Korean tailor. So I take her to the Korean tailor and he just he come through for like $20 and just get the waist and the seams right, the inseam proper. Man,
I seen a dude pulling that off recently. I think it's a friend of my brother's, or he told me about it. Dude is he was making slim jabots.
Ooh.
He was getting real jabots and he was taking them in, you know what I'm saying, so they're a little more fitted. And I was like, yo, right now, bro, if I could find Buddy, I might have to look him up on social.
And I don't know if y'all know, but jabos was a major thing in the late 90s, early 2000s.
That's
real. Jabos was hitting.
You had to have a pair of jabos, bro.
And I don't mind where the ladies at with the apple bottoms. Can we bring apple bottoms back? Can we bring apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur?
Oh man.
Yeah, I need it.
That was
Oprah co-signed Apple Bottom, so it's for everybody.
I ain't trying to see Oprah in no apple bottom.
Oprah co-signed them.
I know that. For sure. I'll pass on seeing Oprah in apple bottom.
That was an era I wouldn't have mind seeing Oprah in some apple bottoms.
Oh yeah. Chanel said FUBU was cracking too.
Yeah. Yo, so I got an uncle, right? My uncle had a white wife. And so my uncle came. He used to go to the PX and he used to buy the PX out, bro. He would come through and like whenever Tommy Hilfiger shoes. You already know.
Uncle Sammy Lee.
You already know.
Oh,
Uncle Sammy Lee. When they first came out with Tommy Hilfiger shoes, he bought every flavor. He had every flavor of Tommy Hilfiger shoe at one time. So then he had FUBU. And so we was at the crib one time and his wife was there and he was just like, FUBU. He was like, yeah. He was like, for us, by us. And he looked at his wife. He was like, you know what that means? You can't wear it. I was like, no.
Like, why would you do that like that?
He said you. That's why she laughed at him so hard when he fell off the porch.
Oh,
nah.
That was bad. Yo, that was a funny time, bro.
Because he was always on her head.
Yeah, that was a funny situation. Uncle Sam Lee never forgot. Never ever. I remember, like, bro, I was over there chilling.
Yeah.
I was over there. We was posted.
Man, my uncle used to live off Murchison Road for probably like 30 years, man. He always hosted parties. He had like 8 dogs in the back. The most fire barbecue that you can get in the city. Hands down, he had a white wife named Judy, who was an angel. An angel. She just used to chain smoke and she died of lung cancer, but I love Judy to death.
Yo, Judy is super cool.
But I'm telling you right now, my uncle, wherever he's at in North Carolina in the world, he's fresh.
Yeah.
He got a crease in his slacks. He got 10 gold chains.
At least.
He's 60-something, damn near probably 70 now. Yeah. He got at least 10 gold chains, and he fresh from head to toe. For sure. He lean with it, he bow leg, he out here killing.
Looking like a pit bull.
Hands down.
Oh,
for sure. That's a fact.
I'll never forget that, bro. I think we went to a barbecue too.
Nah,
like, we was there for some time.
If I pulled up to Fayetteville, especially after college, or whatever, I say, Uncle Sam Lee, I'm at the crib, I'm home, him and Judy gonna lay it out. And I bring some friends over, boom, boom, boom. That's how it always was my whole life growing up. My grandma, when she was alive, we go over Uncle Sam Lee's house. We always ate good. But I'm telling you, my uncle was always fresh. Even, he was kind of, not really a street dude, but kind of, you know what I mean, an OG. Yeah, but even when he used to come to church, he would throw on that suit, and that suit was fresh. You know what I'm saying? Whoever he got to hook it, it was fresh. And he still had to throw the 10 chains on the outside of the joint.
Just like, so you know.
Tie, 10 chains.
Just so you know it's real. Nah, that's real, bro. I never forget that. I think that was like Fayetteville Patriot days too. Like we just, you know what I'm saying, had some off time.
Yeah.
Went through, you know what I'm saying, chill.
FUBU was hot though.
FUBU was hot.
Cool, LL Cool J. And remember when they came with the platinum FUBU?
The platinum.
The Fat Albert.
The Fat Albert, yo.
So they could try to get with Iceberg. Because you remember, come on, son. Iceberg with the $700 T-shirts.
Yo, they was
a stack for the T-shirt. I remember I went to Miami for the first time and I went to the Iceberg store.
Bro, Iceberg.
Crazy.
You got an Iceberg sweater on. And an Averex jacket?
You gotta sell dope.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? I know what you're doing.
Iceberg and Averex with some Timbos, curtains. Yo. Throw some Jabos on. That's what you needed. Even to this day, it stands up to this day.
Yes, right now you can rock that.
Depending on how bad your Averex jacket is.
Yeah.
But you can definitely rock that right now. Timbos, Jabos, Averex, Iceberg, just make it a little more fitted. You in there like swimwear.
Yeah, nah, that's for sure. That's that's a standard fit that'll get you in any country.
Come on,
any
man.
City.
That AV
You know
Letterman was different, bro.
Yo, yeah, the AV. Like, I mean, right now I would still, if somebody purchased me an AV.
Man, we can get. I'm going AV. I'm gonna get an AV this winter.
I might, yeah.
It's summertime right now, but I'm telling you, yo, AVs. We getting AVs, bro, for sure. We bringing them back. Off tops.
I'm with it, man. Winter is gonna be a cold winter.
What else is hard? What else is hard? What else was hard back then?
I mean, what you had? That's really what was cracking.
That was most of it right there. That was a lot. I mean, it was a lot of joints though, for sure.
And I mean, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we ain't really rock J's like that, but you know, everybody.
Two other joints.
What's that?
Esco was cool.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like quite academics, but it was still hard.
Yeah.
And I did the academics fashion show whenever I was in Miami. I did academics.
It was cracking. I remember that one.
Yeah, that was fire. Then Justin Timberlake had created a line called Gilliard. It didn't really pop off like that, but it was fire. You would have loved it. It was definitely your style. And there's one other joint that we forgot. Anichi.
Oh my God.
AKA E Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Or for some NYC.
Oh, you know no, Tanda hit us with the Coogee, and Coogee has stood the test of time from Bill Cosby to right now. So
yeah. Still today, Coogee is major.
Coogee is still major, but you already know Biggie did that. I mean, but they got the Brooklyn Nets got Coogee uniforms.
They do. The Brooklyn Nets, they do got a set of Coogee joints. Them joints. So
Yeah.
They're official.
Yeah, for sure. But whenever you travel, you're able to pick up different styles and things like that. So, you know, we from the Southeast. So the Southeast, like, you could come through with some Dickies, or you could come through with, you might even throw your Dickies with your Timbs, depending on what the situation was. So we had that mix where we was at. And then also, like, Fayetteville is it's pretty diverse with the military.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of different flavors over there. So it wasn't the typical Southern city. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't really dressing like country boys like that. You know what I mean? We was dressing fresh. And then whenever I travel and I go to different places, you go to New York, you go to London, you know what I mean? You peep and you see like, all right, cool. Let me go ahead and put on a little more sophisticated something. Justin was probably maybe one of the first young dudes I knew with a peacoat.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't like you. I go to London now as an adult. Peacoats are major. My man was wearing peacoats when we was like 13, 14 years old. Like he came, you know what I mean, out there with the peacoat, like bomb.
Peacoat, jeans and Timbos. That was like, you know what I'm saying, a nice little combo for me, you know, so I could look a little older than what I was. But not, you know what I'm saying, like out of my range, whatever.
The sophistication with it, man, for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it wasn't like I was after like older women like that for some reason. I just wanted to look older, you know?
Now, you always had a certain, like a neat, sophisticated style. I felt like at times I was dressed like more street or more wild or whatever. But, you know what I mean, I got like a wide range of like styles. And, you know what I mean, I just like to take it, you know, the different things in different ways.
Bro.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
Like I remember the first time we went somewhere, and I mean, I think it was just our age. I was like, yo, bro, you rocking a dashiki, bro?
Yeah!
Bro, he was like, yeah, man, I got on a dashiki.
Yo, shout out to my cousin Barry who came on here. Because, no. So when my freshman summer, I went to San Antonio. And I had 2 dashikis. And so when I was in college, I was rocking the dashikis. And when I went to San Antonio, Texas, I had my dashikis. And Cass was like, yo, like, I coached his AAU team in a dashiki, fam. I did, swear. Tell him, B, I coached y'all in a dashiki.
Yo,
no cap.
I'll never forget you rocking the dashiki.
And I just was there with it. I was like, you know, I love to represent the culture, though. I love cultural things and to incorporate that, you know, African medallions and all different things. I love to put that, especially if I could put that in you know, sophisticated style. That I liked whenever Chadwick Boseman really started to embody that. You know what I mean? Rest in peace. But after Black Panther, he really took that on and was really wearing high-end African garb.
Yeah.
And You know what I mean? On the highest, at the highest level. You know what I'm saying? Highest level red carpets, media events. He was really representing for the culture in a very sophisticated way as an American black man.
No, I agree. I agree. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, once you get to a certain level, and I mean, you know, you're well traveled and whatnot, it just starts to have an effect on how you carry yourself and what you want to present through your fashion. You know, like I said, everybody doesn't care. But, you know, for us and others, you know what I'm saying, we kind of, you know, want to express who we are through what we have on.
Yeah,
you know and he did that. I think he did that well.
He did, and it speaks volumes about you as a person. And then you know it does. It says a lot about you. When I was just in the UK recently, I wore a jacket. It was like a Letterman jacket, but it's by some Native American artists, and so it had Native American print like on the back of it, and then this brand, Sorrel Accessories. I always loved Davy Crockett raccoon hats my whole life. I swear, I came through with the raccoon, B.
Yeah, no,
I had the raccoon, and they was checking for it heavy. Cause when you seen the raccoon hat in London, you know what I'm saying? Like
the last time I seen, I think a raccoon hat period was on in the movie Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Or what's his name? Biz Markie used to rock it, right?
Yeah.
Too.
You already know.
Like I mean, I get it.
And that's what I'm saying. But it's daring.
Yeah,
it's daring.
Sure.
Everybody's not doing. You know what I mean? Like, but yo, you know what? I'm gonna put this thing together. You know what I mean? And I'm well traveled, and at the same time, I'm well versed, and I'm battle tested from the Ville and wherever in college too. Because Ivan and my man EY used to kind of clown me with some of my gear too, because they just didn't understand it. Yeah. Exactly.
Now, I mean, we on fashion right now. I want to give a quick shout out to Daryl Bright. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
One of my guys from the Ville, 71st legend. You know what I'm saying? Bright Manor. Check out his brand. I feel like his brand really reflects the Ville for sure. Him and his wife, they do an amazing job collaborating and coming up with some dope pieces. So make sure y'all checking out for them. But yeah, Daryl Bright, yo.
This guy Justin right here, he really is a fashionable guy, and he also pays attention to fashion heavily. You know what I mean? So like I'm a fashionable person. I've been in the industry a lot and dealt with a lot of fashion through the industry side of things like that. But I don't know if I even have as much like knowledge about the fashion game as much as him, because like he's been studying this joint, you know what I mean, for like a long time, for sure.
Nah, I mean, I think as we've gotten older, we gravitated just towards things that we know that we're passionate about. And, you know, we really don't care. You know what I'm saying? About what anybody thinks. You know what I mean? And so for the fashion aspect of it, yeah, I'm like, I don't think I've ever been uncomfortable, you know what I mean, with discussing fashion. And, you know what I'm saying, most definitely with the history and just, you know, looking up different designers. And again, you know, having friends with the same opinions about fashion and just, you know, different styles. It's been dope. Chris Dixon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a dope shoe designer. You know what I'm saying? Like, still dope fashion. You know what I mean? And it's just, you know, it's just art at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And being in entertainment, you know, fashion and entertainment go hand in hand. And but two jobs that I learned a lot about fashion from. One was obviously body doubling for LeBron, because I had to wear basically everything that LeBron wore or fitted or whatever. You know what I'm saying? From if it's Tom Ford suits or the latest eyewear, or to, you know, Nike gear that's about to be released, whatnot. But then my character on Nickelodeon's Game Shakers was very stylish in like a high-end hip-hop way. And so I was learning a lot about fashion and style in that culture and on set, you know, and because I spent a lot of time in the wardrobe room getting my gear right and all of that, and then learning about different brands and stuff like that, and being able to put all of this stuff together. So shout out to Christine and Brigitte over there at Nickelodeon Studios because they used to keep your boy super fresh. Like Ruthless is like iconic with the gear for real. Whenever he talk, like if you look back at those shows and you see what I'm wearing, like it's really, really fresh stuff. It's also daring stuff. And even though it's Ruthless, it's kind of Sheldon too, because a lot of that stuff is kind of like daring. And there's some things in there where I'm like, I might be wearing a dashiki with, a Vietnam camel jacket. You know what I mean? Or something like that. So we definitely pushed the limit over there.
That's for sure. That's for sure. I mean, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just about to say, we got our special guest.
I was about to say we got a special guest. I just came from London myself, and we have a special guest.
Come here.
I'm not. He can introduce.
He
can introduce his own person.
Yeah. So I have a special guest with me, and she's also into fashion. You know what I'm saying? You really like clothes, right, baby? Mm-hmm. And you always on your tablet doing all types of outfits with your ladies.
Tell the people your name, introduce yourself.
Well, yeah, you got Grace Kennedy Johnson.
Okay, one more time, just in case somebody didn't hear you. What's your name?
London Grace Kennedy Johnson.
There you go, Miss London Grace Kennedy Johnson. She's in the building with us today. She came to work with Daddy.
Yeah.
And Uncle Shel.
What's up?
But one of the things that we're gonna do, we're gonna go to London and we, gonna really indulge in the fashion out in London.
I'm gonna host them because I love it over there. The UK, have me back, baby. I love the UK. Yeah. So let's go to the UK. Let's get London over there to London.
Yeah.
And have a good time. It's a lovely time over there. It's awesome. I really do appreciate it. I think she have a good time too.
You think you're gonna have a good time?
Hang out with some British kids.
Most definitely. So you want to say hello to mommy and your brother?
Go have a proper holiday. Hey, your Nana over here saying hello too.
There go Nana. Nana there too.
Yeah, oh, that's her with the 3 hearts.
Yeah. So Nana in the building. So I got my little fashion lady here, and we got that trip planned for us in the near future. But like I said, man, I'm cool with the fashion game. Like the NBA and what they've done with it. And what they're allowing guys to do with it, I'm all for it. Continue to do it. Allen Iverson, shout out to him.
AI is he's a cultural GOAT. He is a cultural GOAT. He's one of the best basketball players ever played, but what he did for hip hop culture is major. It's standing the test of time. Also, a shout out to Dennis Rodman, too. One of the most daring. One of the most daring athletes in the history of athletics and fashion, for sure. And then peace to all the English Premier League guys, all those soccer blokes, all the football blokes that that rock the fresh gear out there, making those millions of pounds. Y'all boys out there keep doing it big over there. Y'all NBA status too, man. English Premier League, NBA, NFL, MLB, all of that. Y'all boys still fly. And everybody else, man. You know what I mean? Y'all keep it fresh. From the Ville to LA to New York to Miami, wherever you at. You know what I mean? Do the best you can with your budget. You know what I mean? It don't even take a whole lot. Yo, go ahead and attack Ross. Go ahead and attack Nordstrom's rack. You know what I'm saying? Get it in.
It's all about collecting the pieces.
Yeah,
man.
I'm too big to shop online. I gotta go in there and see how it fit for real. So shout out to all the retail stores that's still open and popping. Not to hate on the online retailers. I know I got friends that's got boutique stores that's popping and all of that. But if you got a boutique store, make sure your stuff is fitting properly for people. That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
All right. Yo, so it's NC
to LA.
And we out of here, baby.
And we out of here. Throw a peace sign, baby. Let them know we out. We out. Say bye.
Bye.
Say bye. You gotta say bye to that one too.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
That time.